hardest thing about losing a partner is the things people rarely talk about. Of course, you lose the person you love. Everybody understands that. People send cards, flowers, messages. They ask you how you're coping. But what many people don't realise is you lose more than just the person. You lose the future you thought you were going to have. You lose part of your identity. For a while, you can even lose the sense of who you are. Today, I want to talk about those hidden losses because I remember how overwhelming and confusing they were for me and how lost I felt. And perhaps if you're going through something similar, this video will help you feel a little less alone. If you're new here, I'm Linda. This channel is all about rebuilding your life after life's little twists and turns and unexpected curveballs, to proving it's never too late to start again. I've been widowed twice and I've been a bereavement support volunteer, and everything that I'm sharing today comes from my own experience. I know that grief is different for everybody, and I'm certainly not here to tell you how you should grieve, but these are some of the things that I wish somebody had explained to me. When a partner dies, people naturally focus on the person you've lost. What they don't always see is everything else that disappears along with them. Before they died, every time you imagined your future, your partner was there in it, alongside you. Whether it was Christmas, a holiday, retirement, growing old together, or even just deciding what to have for dinner. Without even thinking about it, your future plans naturally included them. And then suddenly, every picture that you've carried in your mind disappears overnight. You're not only grieving the loss of the person, you're grieving the future you thought the two of you were going to share. And that can leave you feeling lost and rudderless. For me, one of the biggest surprises was the loss of my identity. You're no longer part of a couple. You walk into places on your own. You make decisions on your own. It goes even deeper than that. People sometimes say things like, "Oh, you'll soon be back to yourself," or "things will soon get back to normal." But who is that? And what is normal? You're not part of a couple anymore. You're not the person you were before you met your partner. Life has changed you. Your relationship has changed you. The experiences you shared have changed you. So you can't just go back to the person you were before, because you're no longer the person you were then. But you're not quite sure who you are now. I think one of the biggest questions when you lose somebody you love is, who am I now? And that can be quite a frightening place to find yourself. I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, because nobody warned me that grief wasn't just about losing the person I loved. It was also about trying to discover who Linda was without them. And then there are all the practical things. When there's two of you, the responsibilities and the jobs are naturally shared, even if one person does more than the other. And after bereavement, all of those jobs become yours. The house, the car, the bills, the paperwork, the finances, the repairs, the decisions, the things your partner always dealt with, the things you always dealt with. Everything suddenly rests on one pair of shoulders, yours. People often say, "You're so strong," but many of us don't feel strong at all. We're simply doing what has to be done because there's nobody else to do it. People often think that grief is simply sadness. Of course, sadness is a part of it, but grief is also confusion, anger, fear, loneliness, guilt, relief, laughter, and all of those emotions can be felt in one day. It can feel like somebody has picked up your life, thrown it up in the air, and left you to pick up the pieces and create a new picture without knowing what that picture is. Who am I? What does my future look like now? What do I actually want? Those aren't easy questions, and nor do they have quick answers. Looking back, I can see that I needed different support at different times. In the first few weeks and months, I honestly don't know how I would have got through without Crew's bereavement support. They gave me somewhere safe to talk. They helped me understand that what I was feeling and what I was experiencing was a normal part of grief. They helped me survive those early days. Over the next few years, I had 2 or 3 lots of counselling. Each time helped me enormously. Counselling helped me understand myself. It helped me process painful experiences. It helped me make sense of things that had happened in my life in the past. But each time the counselling came to the end, I still wasn't where I wanted to be, and I didn't know how to get there. I always felt, well, where do I go from here? What's next? I understood my past a lot better. I understood myself a lot better. But I still wasn't where I wanted to go, and I didn't know how to get there, or even where I wanted to be. I still didn't know who I was becoming. I didn't know how to move forwards, and I didn't know who to turn to for the next stage. I felt like I was floundering. I was going through the motions of living, but without any sense of direction or purpose. And that's when I discovered life coaching. People often think that life coaching is telling your problems to someone and then they tell you what you should do, and it isn't counselling or therapy either. For me, counselling helped me understand my past, but life coaching helped me create my future. It encouraged me to answer different questions without being any judgment or any pressure. Who am I now? Who do I want to be? What kind of life do I want to build? What gives me purpose? What small steps can I take towards that life? For me, it wasn't about replacing the person I'd lost. Nothing could do that. And it wasn't even about taking the grief away. Again, to me, that's part of the price we pay for loving somebody. But it was about discovering that even after the worst experience in my life, there could still be another chapter. Life coaching wasn't a replacement for bereavement support or counselling. Each helped me in different ways at different stages of my journey. There's one deeply personal thing that I'd like to share. It's something that I've learned through my own journey, and it's something I'd like to share with you. It's brought me a great deal of peace. When someone dies, you don't stop loving them, and you don't have to stop loving them. For a long time, I was afraid that moving forward with my life somehow meant leaving them behind, but I've discovered they always come with me. They're a part of who I am, part of my story, part of the person I've become. I don't believe that love has a limit, and I don't believe that it ends with death. Our hearts are extraordinary. They don't get full up, they expand. If you have more than one child, you don't stop loving your first child or love them any less. When you have a second child, your love just expands and your heart expands. And I think romantic love is like that too. If one day you meet somebody else and fall in love again, it doesn't mean you've stopped loving the person who died. It doesn't diminish what you shared. It doesn't replace the love that you had. Your heart simply grows big enough for both of them. I know not everybody will agree with that, but it's something that I believe, and it's something that's helped me a lot. I also know that not all relationships are happy, and that even happy relationships have their ups and downs. Relationships are complicated. Sometimes there's arguments. Sometimes there's hurt, regrets, or things left unsaid. Grief doesn't exist only after perfect relationships. Sometimes we're grieving what we've lost. Sometimes we're grieving what we hoped the relationship would become. Sometimes we're grieving that we'll never have the opportunity to put things right. And sometimes the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. We play conversations, even make up conversations in our heads. We wonder if we should have done things differently. We question decisions we've made. Sometimes we question decisions we've made years ago. If that resonates with you, I really hope you can give yourself the compassion and understanding that you would give a close friend. None of us love perfectly. None of us make the right decision every time. We're simply human beings doing the best we can in that moment with what we know. Maybe that's one thing grief can teach us. Not just how deeply we can love others, but how important it is to show a little bit of that love to ourselves. Before I finish, I want to talk about an organisation that has meant an awful lot to me. Rue's Bereavement Support helped me through the early stages of my grief. And I really don't, I said it before, but I really don't know how I would have got through it without them. So much so that many years later, I became a Rue's Bereavement Support volunteer because I wanted to give something back, and I wanted to support people during one of the hardest times of their lives. If you're struggling with bereavement, or if you're supporting someone who's struggling, I highly recommend visiting the Rue's website. I'll pop it in the description below. It has excellent information about understanding grief and how you can support someone that's going through a bereavement. Many different ways people experience grief, and practical advice for someone who suffered a loss. And if you live in the UK, you can also contact Rue's for one-to-one bereavement support. If you're watching this because you've lost someone, I'd like to leave you with one thought. You don't have to have all the answers today. You don't have to know what the future looks like. You just need to take the next small step. And you'll have good days and bad, but little by little you'll discover that although the future is different to the one you'd planned and the one you thought you would have, it can still hold purpose, hope, happiness and love. It won't be the life you imagined while you were part of a couple, but it can still be a life that's worth living. If this video has helped you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you know someone that's recently been bereaved, perhaps share this video with them so that they know they're not alone. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.